sorry.
That's okay. All right, just say and spell your name.
Jay Wiggins, Jaywiggins.
And your title.
Director of the Glenn County Emergency Management Homeland Security Agency.
This is when you make your money, time like this.
Unfortunately, yes ma'am, it is. It's our busy time of the year. Of course, we're in the peak of hurricane season as evidenced by what's going on around us. But I think we've put a lot of work in the past week. I worry about fatigue for our folks because, as I said earlier, we've been monitoring this storm for 9 days now, but we're ready. The important thing is we've made all our preparations. We're just waiting to see what we have to deal with.
I love what you said, and that we're ready to go to war. Now we're just waiting on the enemy.
That's exactly right. When we declared our state of emergency, that was what I said. I said we've declared war on Dorian, and we're just waiting on the enemy to get here. And when it gets here, we'll take care of it.
It's a slow trek.
It certainly is. It's a historic storm. The meteorologists who work with the National Weather Service, Scott Cordero and Al Sandrick, have done an amazing job of providing us with information, but they can only provide us what they have. And this has been an unusual storm. We're going to have to wait to see, and I think we may not know until this afternoon. It's getting closer and closer to time, but we may not know until this afternoon.
We're finally starting to see the very beginning fringe effects, because at least now we're under the tropical storm warning.
Right.
And it started, I think I got the alert during the meeting that it just started moving off of the Bahamas again. It was stationary, not moving at all.
Correct, and the folks in the Bahamas, my heart goes out to them. It has to be a terrible situation down there. And the people south of us are probably going to see worse impacts than we have here. But I hope that everybody comes through this safely. And I can't say enough about the teamwork of our team here in Glenn County, working with the state. The Georgia Emergency Management Agency Director Homer Bryson has been very involved with us, very engaged. The governor was here yesterday. They're all leaning forward on this. And as I said, we're speaking with one voice. And we can't thank the state, the governor, Director Bryson for all their support and help. Our fellow EMA directors up and down the coast, we've been in constant contact with each other because it's a unified effort. It's everybody working together.
When was the governor here? I know he was in Savannah, but then...
He came here yesterday also.
Oh, okay.
He sure did. Yeah, and we were very thankful to have him. He answered some questions for us, and he has been very, very helpful throughout this event.
What are you most worried about at this point?
I would say probably the storm surge and those damaging waves. We're known for our beaches here, St. Simons and Jekyll Island, and I just am afraid we're going to see a lot of beach erosion. What we're thinking now is that it may be a very coastal event right along our coast, and that's all we are is coast. So we have to take that into account. Our public works folks have been out doing some mitigation work to try and make sure that if there's anything we can do to be ready, that we're ready. So we just have to wait and see what we get served up.
This is definitely, like you said, a hurry up and wait situation, but now you're focusing on reentry. What's your priority there?
Getting people home as fast as we can. We don't want anybody to have to stay out longer. We know that it's an inconvenience, that it's a financial burden for folks, and we want them to be able to come back to the community as quickly as possible. But there again, as I said, this will be the first time. We've had 2 evacuations in the past. Well, we've had more than that, but during my term, we've had 2 evacuations. And we want to make sure that we've learned lessons from those and that we get people home as quick as we possibly can. But we want to do it safely. When an area has been impacted, you can see down power lines, raw sewage in the street, lift stations go down. So we want to, when people return, we want to make sure they have the basic services rather than coming back to a devastated area. So we just ask people to be patient and make good decisions.
You said this is one of the only evacuations of a certain area, or the first time?
This is the first. I get off track very quickly. This is the first time we've done just half the community. In the past, it has been full evacuations of Glenn County. We've evacuated just Zone A, which is our barrier islands and everything east of I-95.
Okay. Do you have any numbers on how many people actually have evacuated so far?
I think we've got some good response. I think people are taking it very seriously, but I don't have those numbers yet. I know that our Board of Education, we provide what we call a Need-a-Ride program, which is our school buses and our school bus drivers and our Board of Education law enforcement go to pickup locations within the community and take people to a Red Cross shelter. And as of yesterday, we had 500 people that have used that.
So you think people are taking it seriously?
I think they are, and I think they should. I think that they need to make very good decisions, be prepared, and be aware of what's going on.
Okay. Anything else you want people to keep in mind before the bridge closes, the curfew starts, and
That's a great question. One of the big questions we have here, of course, is both of our major islands off the coast, Jekyll Island and St. Simon's, are serviced by one causeway. The impacts that we're being shown now, it's likely that we could have inundation over those causeways, which means the folks that have decided to stay may be cut off for a period of time. I would also like to point out to people that once we start seeing sustained wind speeds of 40 to 45 miles per hour, we have to start pulling heavy equipment off the road, ambulances, things like that, because they may turn over. So if a person has stayed, I just don't want them to say, you didn't make me aware of that. You didn't let me know that there may be a time where I'm completely on my own. And we'll get to people as quick as we can. We're in this job to help people, but we can't lose public safety going out to save somebody that stayed in a position where we can't get to them.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think that's everything we need.
Okay.